Sports South and Valley Sports Southeast, the heart of the fan.
The streaking Braves are back home for their toughest homestand of the season. The rival Mets and the AL champion Astros invade Truist Park this week. Atlanta's won 6 straight games thanks to sizzling rookies Vaughn Grissom and Michael Harris. And tonight, another baby Brave is ready for a taste of October baseball in August. It's time to let the kids play. Braves and Mets, Game 1 is next on Valley Sports. World champion Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Truist. Man, oh man, is it great to be back home after a 2-week road trip that saw the Braves go 7-4. Now 4 straight with the first place Mets. Dansby, Swanson and company just 5.5 games behind New York. 7 games remain head-to-head with the Braves in New York. All 7 of those games are here in Atlanta, where Vaughn Grissom plays as a Brave for the first time in his home park. Hi again, everybody. Chip Carey, Jeff Francoeur. Welcome to Braves baseball. Huge homestand partner. The first place Mets are in first, then the Astros. But first things first, got to worry about New York. Got to find a way to beat these guys. Hopefully that trend starts tonight.
Yeah, look, great job by this Atlanta Braves team taking care of business on the rest of the road trip in Boston and in Miami. Now you come home and you got a big 7 games. You got the Mets for 4 and the Astros for 3. And really for me, it's going to start with the pitching matchups. And we saw that in New York that time, how good. You obviously know you got Scherzer, DeGrom on the back end, Carlos Carrasco going tonight, Spencer Strider, Morton Odorizzi. Hopefully Max Fried is edging towards going on Thursday if everything continues to check out. So you have the guys you want on the mound. I'm looking forward to see Spencer Strider go tonight. He was not happy with his start last Sunday in New York, and he's been really good. I look to come out and throw a good ball game tonight.
Well, the Braves are playing their best baseball since a 14-game win streak started the month of June. Atlanta has won 6 straight. They will try to renew this rivalry and pick up a win against New York and pick up a game in the standings. It's the Braves, it's the Mets, it's a packed house, and all the fun comes your way next on Valley Sports. Youngest player in the major league. Strider ready. Here it is. Swing and a miss. And that ball is gone. An opposite field homer from Michael Harris. Vaughn Grissom has homered over the monster. Strike him out. That one is going to go way out of here. 3 terrific Braves youngsters are in the lineup tonight for Game 1 of our 4-game series with the New York Mets. But the man who will draw most of the attention tonight, Jeff Francoeur, is Spencer Strider, who will face a red-hot Buck Showalter-led New York Mets club. The Mets are 17-3 in their last 20 games. Their Toyota lineup has the pesky Brandon Nimmo setting the table for them. Francisco Lindor having a record-setting season at shortstop. Pete Alonso on the cusp of 100 RBIs. But bottom line, Spencer Strider was very frustrated in his last start. That was in New York. He talked about lucky hits and the like in Citi Field. What does Spencer have to do tonight to change his luck in Game 1?
79 pitches for 2 2/3 for him. The biggest key for him, Chip, is going to be either getting contact for the ball in play or getting a put-away pitch tonight. Whether it's that fastball, swing and miss, or slider, something that he can put away these Mets hitters.
So the Ford Keys are what tonight?
Exactly what he's got to make adjustments. You know, whatever he did, go to the drawing board, look for him. And for the Braves, get off to a good start. This series, or this year, the Mets have outscored Atlanta 30-9 in the first 3 innings of the games.
So the first one is up and away, and we are underway in Atlanta. 87 humid degrees here in Atlanta for the Braves and Mets. Wind blowing in toward the New York dugout. And that's up and away again. Ball 2 for Brandon Nimmo. Again, a 29 pitch first inning for Strider in his last start 8 days ago. All the Braves starters in the series were pushed back. Tight zone. 3-0.
Man.
Todd Tichenor has the plate. And Nimmo way ahead in the count. Nimmo's reached base in 22 straight road games and is hitting .265 on the year. Nimmo hasn't swung the bat yet. He's seen 5 pitches. And fouled away. It's still 3-2. This, Jeff, is what Nimmo did so well, not just in the last time Spencer pitched, but frankly against all the Braves starters head to head.
If you remember that first AB against Spencer up in New York, 9 or 10 pitch AB to start the game. Their whole lineup is not scared to hit with 2 strikes.
Lined off the heel of a glove of Riley, who lost his footing and can't make a play. So Nimmo hits one off the glove of Austin at third base. The Mets leadoff man is aboard to start the first inning.
Yeah, it came with the 7th fastball. Trying to see where Austin hit him on the wrist almost. Did you see that? Right on the edge of the glove. He kind of overdove. Figured it'd be a base hit.
It is. And that's a noteworthy hit. The Mets have 150 infield hits this year. 22 of them have come against the Braves. And Starling Marte takes a strike.
But at least that's a little more legit one. You hit it hard. And the last time, remember that first 2 innings, there was just blooper here, ground ball there.
Starling Marte, a 12-homer man, .292 average.
I think that slider for Spencer is going to be a big pitch tonight. I think last start, the Mets showed that they could foul that fastball off. You saw Nimmo the first AB here, 3-2. To me, that's the pitch. If he can throw that kind of down and away to some of these righties, and he can put them away.
Count is 0-2 for Starling Marte. And that one tipped and caught. A laser beam fastball. And Strider has his first strikeout tonight.
Yeah, he's trying to go in, you see, mislocation, but at 99 and even cutting a little bit, was able to get a big swing and miss.
That's what makes this matchup interesting as well. Strider is a strikeout pitcher.
Yep.
The Mets a team that doesn't strike out much. So Nimmo at first with 1 out. Francisco Lindor is the batter. Lindor 20 homers, 82 runs batted in. Strike zone loosening up after that first batter. Wonder if Travis d'Arnaud said something to Todd Tichenor. Good to have Travis back in harness. His first game back since he was injured up in New York.
But I think that's also key. We saw Spencer not as good with his fastball last Sunday too. So he was out of the strike zone already. You can tell these Mets hitters are trying to be patient, trying to get him. But if you can pound the zone like this, the last thing that'll change their game plan, because they don't want to be 0-2 knowing a guy's got 100 in the tank.
That's what Lindor has here with 1 out. One ball, 2 strikes. Nimmo's an interesting case at first base. He's been a very good leadoff hitter. He doesn't run. He's only tried 2 stolen bases.
It blows my mind because we see him in the outfield, makes great plays, can go first to third.
So you don't really have to worry about him much. As that missed the inside corner, it's 2-2. Pete Alonso waits on deck. 1 on, 1 out. First inning. Strider ready with his 15th pitch. Sharply hit and pulled foul. Lindor turned on 98 like it was nothing. As Jeff mentioned, the Mets have gotten off to excellent starts in the early innings against the Braves, and with Buck Showalter's pitching staff dealing like they are, early runs will be extremely important to prevent, not just tonight, but this entire series. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Popped him up. Dansby says he's got a beat on that. He'll drift out into shallow left and give way to Eddie Rosario. Lindor is retired, 2 away.
Now, so far to me, a much better start for Spencer Strider. He's around the strike zone a lot more. This is a guy that top 3 for MVP consideration right now. Pete Alonso, you see that 3 home runs away from, or 3 RBIs away from the 100 mark. And he was the one guy, because Spencer blew him up inside a couple times and he was able to kind of dump it into right field.
That's been the most noticeable change for Pete Alonso the last couple of years. Much better 2-strike approach. And that missed downstairs, I suppose. 1 ball, no strikes. .29 homers for Alonso. 47 walks for Alonso. Nimmo hasn't moved a muscle at first base after a hard hit ball ricocheted off Austin Riley's glove at third base. He stands at first with 2 outs for the Mets cleanup man, Pete Alonso.
Nothing wrong with that one.
98.
Yeah, it's not just the Brave starters that the Mets are doing this to. We saw Zach Wheeler, one of the better pitchers in baseball, yesterday. They grinded him down yesterday. The same outcome that they did to Atlanta last weekend.
So Spencer will need at least 21 pitches to escape this first inning. But Jeff, I think we'd agree it's a much better first than what we saw up in Gotham.
Completely different. They have not got as good of swings on his fastball. And again, you got something here too, the home crowd getting into it now.
Spencer Strider trying to send a message here in the top of the first. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Message sent. 2 strikeouts for Spencer Strider. Alonso swings and misses. Mets fail to score in the first. Here come the Braves at home in Game 1 with New York. The first inning, Ronald Acuna Jr. got going up in New York and did not stop hitting on the road trip. He will lead off Brian Snitker's Toyota starting lineup. Ronald had 16 hits on the trip to New York, Boston, and Miami. He scored 8 runs. And the kids at the bottom of the order, Vaughn Grissom, who debuts at Truist Park tonight, and Michael Harris were also hot hitters. Atlanta will need all kinds of production because Carlos Carrasco is off to another terrific New York start.
Yeah, he is. In the last 7 starts for Carlos Carrasco, 5-0 at the 1.69. done good work. Really, the whole Mets pitching staff. The last 20 games, Chip, 17-3. The Mets are 14-1 with a 2.33. Their staff is starting pitching.
Ronald, first pitch swing, pops that into the big crowd in Atlanta. And his night is underway. Strike one. Ronald has done some of his best work this year against the Mets. 14 hits, 5 RBIs.
Well, we really saw him last weekend. That's where, as much as it was a struggle for the Braves, Ronald got off to a really good start last weekend.
Oh, 0-2. 5 multi-hit games for Acuna so far this month. He'll have to work hard here, down 2 strikes.
That's one thing that Carrasco on that slider this year. He's got the 3rd highest chase rate at over 36%. Highest of his career.
1-2 pitch. Didn't mean to. Broke his bat. And that one right back to the mound for an easy out. Acuna's retired. And Dansby Swanson's coming up. Carrasco beat the Reds in his last outing. 7 hits, 2 runs, 9 strikeouts in 6 2/3 innings. Braves have yet to beat him this year. Perhaps tonight's the night Atlanta can change that.
Yeah, remember that nice run the Braves starters were on for about that 5-6 week period where all the guys are going 6-7. It's kind of what we've seen from the Mets starting pitching right now, is that they're just on a nice run. Each guy's following each other, so be good to see us get an early lead tonight.
Yeah, put a little pressure on their offense.
Let them hit from behind.
One ball, no strikes for the Braves shortstop, who hammers that into left field. That's down for a base hit. Marcana's over quickly. He'll backhand. Dansby's going to run on him. The throw to second is late. So double for Dansby Swanson. Let's see if Dansby's all right. That reaction seems to indicate he's not. So Dansby has a cut on his forehead. How that cut occurred, let's take a look here.
Oh, the helmet got him.
Wow, it looks like the
bill of the helmet?
bill of the helmet on the way by spun on this bounce right there. Or the top of the helmet, maybe. When he was on his knees at the second base bag, I was worried that he jammed a finger or wrist.
Yeah. Not that I don't feel bad for him right now. Trust me. I'm with you, Chip. I thought it was maybe a finger or wrist.
I wonder if Dansby's going to go to the bench and
I think they're
get a bandage.
Yeah, I would think they're going to give him a second to bandage it up.
At least that's the thought.
Yeah.
Yep. So Ron Washington, the Braves third base coach, out at the second base bag talking to Will Little. Here's another look at Dansby meeting his helmet.
Right there. It must have just got him perfect.
I think Jeff McNeil just said nice Band-Aid.
I'm telling you, I'm breathing a sigh of relief. I really did think it was a hand or a finger, man, and that's not good. Like I said, not that I don't have compassion for him, but he'll survive that.
So an RBI chance for Austin Riley after Dansby's double. Remember, Riley took that hard shot off his glove hand in the top of the first inning and was seen squeezing his hand in between pitches while the Mets were batting. Let's see what effect, if any, that has on him as he faces Carrasco here in the first. Jeff McNeil holds Dansby close at second. And in the dirt, ball one. Two MVP candidates in the National League fighting for their respective clubs tonight. Austin Riley is Atlanta's. 30 homers, 74 RBIs. He's hit 3 of his home runs against the Mets this year. And Carrasco having some pitch com problems.
Yeah, so let's go back and look at this. You see Riley overdove here, and it got him right on that wrist, right on the inside that part. And I do agree that's something that I think he'll be okay. I just think it's going to be one of those nagging things. It's probably a little bit of a bruise. Hopefully that won't affect him here at the dish.
Good slider.
That's his bread and butter. All those years going back to Cleveland when he is going well. How many times do you don't see Austin Riley swing at that pitch too much? It's got really good spin and bite to it.
Even count. And a little low. Braves try to interrupt a hot streak for Carrasco. In his last 7 starts, he's 5-0. He's given up 3 runs 1 time in that stretch. That came against the Braves.
Yeah.
So we take 3 right now. Pitch. Didn't get it. 2-2. Austin Riley looking for his first career hit against Carrasco. Dansby just got his. That was a 1-out double. And he didn't chase, and it's a full count. First run of the game is always a big one. When the Braves score first, they're 52-9 this season. Driven toward right. Marte retreats, still going, and he reaches up against the wall. At the last second, Marte hauled that in.
Man, I thought that was going to sneak over. Look at that. Just throws the glove up. Great piece of hitting by Austin. Got to respect the slider, so he took the fastball the other way. I thought he was going to have a double and a ribby. You see, that says it all. Now you're facing a guy like him and you have a good at bat like that. It's frustrating.
But hopefully he found out the hand is sound.
Yeah.
As Matt Olson bats. Matt's homered in 3 of the last 4 Braves games. They shift for him. And he tried to hit one over the chop house and fouled it back.
I can already tell you in this first inning, seeing most of the guys swing, they look a lot more fresh. I know it's coming off a long road trip, but being back at home, a night game, that was a tough little stretch here in Miami.
Pop fly over the Mets dugout foul. It's 0-2. The Braves had 2 doubleheaders in a week. One in New York, one in Miami. And I love what you said on Braves Live. Things didn't go well for Atlanta up in New York, but they recovered and have won 6 consecutive games.
Yeah, and Tuesday night in Boston, they had to fight and claw to win that game back and forth. So great job. And one of the reasons why the Braves have been on this nice run
is this situation. 2 strike hits, 2 out hits. Let's see if Matt can provide one here and keep the inning alive. Two and two. 12 of Matt's home runs have come with 2 strikes. That's half of his total for the year.
This lineup is not scared to hit with 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Now the Braves doing to Carrasco what the Mets have done to their starter, to the Atlanta starting staff, making this man work. Full count. William Contreras waits next. Matt leads the Braves offense in bases on balls, so he's not up there swinging wildly or freely. He's not afraid to hand the baton to the next man. He'll face another 3-2 pitch. But it's not to be. A swing and a miss, and Carrasco is out of his first inning. The duel is on in Atlanta. No score.
Spencer Strider back on the bump. A couple strikeouts in that opening frame. And in speaking with pitching coach Rick Kranitz this afternoon, he said, you know, you hope to see better command, obviously, from Spencer this time around than the last time when he faced the Mets. But also, we want to target, when you talk about adjustments, more change-ups early on. And gentlemen, keep an eye on that. But also, saying how good this lineup is, obviously, against them with 2 strikes. That's something that the best hitters all do. And he goes, so I don't want just good pitches when we have them down 2 strikes. I want to see even better pitches in that moment. So I thought those were interesting adjustments for the entire rotation this week, but certainly with Spencer Strider here tonight, guys.
Yeah, and I agree, Kelly. I mean, you think the first inning, Marte, fastball away, got him to swing. Made his best slider of the night on the 2-2 to Pete Alonso and got the swing and miss. So you can get ahead of these guys, but in New York, we weren't able to put them away.
So Spencer with a couple of strikeouts in the first inning. He'll face one of the newest Mets, Daniel Vogelbach. He's stepped into the DH role and has knocked in 11 runs in 18 games since putting on a Mets uniform.
Got to say this, he became one of my favorite players up there when we heard his walkout music. My milkshake brings all the way. I won't sing anymore for you, but
feel free, go right ahead. 2 balls and a strike. My favorite line from him was
the donuts.
My home runs come just like I buy donuts in bunches. He's been a great acquisition for the Mets, just like the Braves group last year. As the 2-2 pitch. Good idea, but missed the corner. Full count. Only the Nationals have struck out fewer times this year than the Mets in the National League. And a fly ball foul into the left field crowd here. Still a full count. Vogelbach, Canha, and Jeff McNeil here in New York's second inning. Well hit toward left, but playable for Rosario. 1 out. So it's time for tonight's Academy Sports and Outdoors The Right Stuff feature. So far, Spencer has had the right stuff. He's set down 4 in a row.
Yeah, you see this season at home, he's been outstanding. 75 strikeouts. He struck out over 40% of the batters he's faced at home this season, and only home run he allowed to was Austin Wynns with San Francisco.
One up, one down in the second. Mark Canha, their left fielder, hits. It's been an interesting week for Mark Canha. That's had some injury problems back home when they lost Escobar and Jeff McNeil in a game. Canha had to move to the infield and play third base briefly for the first time in 5 years.
And that's not easy when you've spent a long time in the outfield.
And New York comes into town missing a key component of their team. Luis Guillorme strained a groin. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks.
And versus righties, he had become their everyday third baseman in that Mets lineup, with Escobar really struggling from that side of the plate.
Nothing but sliders to Mark Canha, who's behind in the count. Little pop. That should be easy. Who wants it? It'll be Dansby right behind the second base bag. Strider gets Canha on a soft pop-up, 2 out.
So I think back to last Sunday, and Strider, we saw him throw a lot of pitches, get frustrated. Well, the difference too, he was behind 3-1, 2-0 on these Mets hitters. The difference now tonight is like that. You want to go ahead and take 2-3 pitches like that and get to 0-2, 1-2. That's going to be a recipe for success for Strider tonight, because then you're going to get weak contact for the majority of time. And that's what he's doing right now. I like it. He's pounding the zone, getting ahead. If they want to be patient, then you're going to be in trouble.
Jeff McNeil is the Mets' second baseman.
No, we knew he was going to swing early.
Well, yeah, he's a notorious first pitch hitter, but he's also terrific with 2 strikes. And if anyone personifies the Mets' approach at the plate, it's this guy.
And look at that right there all year. When he's ahead in the count, no home runs, 165 behind. You can zero in on that heater.
I'd like to find out how McNeil's thumb is feeling. He was again injured the other day, a laceration on his right thumb. So as a left-hand hitter, how would that affect you at the plate?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it would have to affect the grip of the bat a little bit, but you can see how he's kind of gripping, and he has that unorthodox bat too, where you don't have a knob at the end.
Almost a split grip.
Yeah.
For McNeil. And here we go. Fouls one away left side. Still 0-2. Strider's gotten to 2 strikes on every Mets hitter so far to start the game. These are the kinds of at-bats that drive the pitch counts up for the Mets opponents.
No, it does. And I think this is a perfect example of the report Kelly just gave on Rick Kranitz saying you got to make a better pitch right here. So if that's that slider back foot, or really buzz that inside fastball.
Good try.
Pitch, yeah.
A good patience by Jeff McNeil. Don't think he's thrown a changeup yet. Another slider, this one in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Escobar is next. He's the 8th place hitter.
Mets dugout was trying to check a second if it hit him on the leg.
Up the middle, tricky hop. Dansby unloads quickly and not in time. Infield hit. The Braves will take a look at this. If McNeil reaches, it'll be the second infield hit in as many innings.
Well, this was close. They're going to say challenge it. Oh, yeah.
Great angle. Is there enough to change the call, which was safe? Even Strider's not sure.
It's bang bang.
Plays like this, in my opinion, are what make you appreciate how good big league umpires are.
Yeah.
We just saw that replay, what, 5 times from 3 different angles. And even with that technology slowing the play down, we're not sure whether this call will be overturned. But McNeil puts the ball in play and hustles down the line, and for the moment is safe at first with a 2-out hit.
You know, if you sit there and watch it so many times, he might have been out by so close, but I don't know the whole clear and convincing evidence.
And look, this is an important call, because if he's out, you save some pitches for Strider. If not, you've got to work harder.
Go on the field, stands, runner safe. Atlanta loses their challenge.
The Braves challenge and lose. It's an infield hit for Jeff McNeil. We say it a million times, if you put the ball in place, something good can happen.
Yeah.
It did for the Mets second baseman. And now Eduardo Escobar will bat with a runner aboard in the New York second. Escobar injured his side last week. The Mets were worried he might have injured his oblique seriously. Obviously, that's not the case. He's hitting .218.
Well, they had, no inkling of doing a platoon at third base at all this year. I mean, it was supposed to be his the whole time. And they went with them for a long time, and finally, you said Guillermo played really well.
J.D. Davis saw some time at third base. They traded him to the Giants for Darren Ruff. And now it's Escobar with Guillorme sidelined for the foreseeable future. And a good pitch has Escobar behind 2 strikes. Two infield hits for the Mets in the game. McNeil's comes with 2 outs. Did he go? Broken bat, but right into the shift, and Dansby will make the peg to first. And another good inning for Spencer Strider. Here come the Braves in the second. William Contreras leads off. Second inning, big crowd with us here at Truist Park as the Braves and Mets meet in Game 1. With that in mind, Jeff, let's check out our team comparison brought to you by Landmark.
Yeah, you can see 2 very good teams. Reason they're Two of the top 3 records in the National League. Braves lead the NL with home runs. One thing you love. Mets are 8th. Mets are 16, 12 and 1 run games, and Braves 16 and 10.
The difference is the Braves hit more home runs than New York does.
And the difference is the Braves got off to, a bad start for a little bit. Other than that, though, they've been going, and that's why I think, kind of said how big this past week was to win those games in Boston and Florida, because you kept yourself at 5.5, and we've said it. You don't go to New York anymore. You got 7 games here in Atlanta,
including the final 3 regular season home games here at Truist Park. William Contreras leads off. This kid deserves a lot of credit. When d'Arnaud got hurt, he and Chadwick Tromp did the bulk of the work behind the plate, and both did an outstanding job.
They did well this weekend down in Miami, too. Chadwick Tromp, 3 hits, 2 doubles.
And played hurt.
Yes, he did.
2 balls, no strikes for Contreras, who's the DH for Atlanta tonight. Native of Aruba, Chadwick Tromp. Had a great game against the Marlins. 2 balls and a strike. Swing, fly ball, hammered center. Nimmo going back. Goodbye, 1-0.
It's so impressive, Chip. Last year he came up 445 feet, as you see. He was a pull hitter. This year we've seen 7 opposite field home runs out of his 16, and now this one too. Look how he stays through this. Comes right back over, backs up this ball, dead center, and the Chattahoochee Falls.
And I like it when our guys' trumpet music plays a lot better than theirs.
Yes, that's the good news. We're not going to have to hear that trumpet this week.
So Atlanta strikes first, as we told you. The Braves, when they score the first run in the game, are 52-9 this season. And with that home run, Contreras now 16 home runs, 1 behind his brother.
Nice.
And that's what the Braves do, Jeff. This is a home run hitting team. Braves are blasting away this year. And the home runs don't just come out of the middle of this Atlanta lineup card.
No, I mean, we talk about just RBIs in the order 7 through 9, 177, the middle part 176, and 1 through 3, 178. Getting it from everywhere. That's the difference. Now, if you're Carrasco out there, when you face this lineup, face other teams, and you think, oh, the bottom 3, 4 of the order, you can look. They're all big leaguers. You don't want to say you don't have to make quality pitches, but you can take a little bit of a break, I guess you could say. You don't have to grind as hard. With these all 9 in the order, you can't make a mistake.
Another fly ball well hit to right. Marte going back. That ball is gone. That crept over the wall.
Tenth time now this season. Braves back-to-back home runs. Contreras and Rosario. There you go. Look at this pitch in. He just pulls his hands in beautifully. I'll tell you what, he's starting to heat up. We're seeing doubles, home runs from Eddie now. You can tell he's back to seeing the ball.
4th home run for Rosario. 3 of them have come against the Mets. That's something to think about. So back-to-back homers for Atlanta. There's nobody out in the 2nd inning. And this was the way the Braves won the World Series last year.
Yeah.
Bloops and blasts. The Mets don't have the same kind of firepower Atlanta does. It will be a fascinating case study to see which offensive style will win out in the East and come playoff time.
I was going to say, we just gave you that landmark team comparison. You know, you can tack on 2 more to that now. 179 home runs this season.
Well, it's good to have Travis back in the lineup. That was a scary collision up in New York when Pete Alonso slammed into him on a clean slide at the plate. It sounded loud. It was loud. And d'Arnaud playing for the first time since tonight. And sure enough, he wears one on the elbow. So Dansby's gotten hit with a helmet and opened up a cut. Riley took a ball off his left hand, and now Travis d'Arnaud gets hit by a pitch. Forearm, not elbow.
Kind of forearm right off to the top of the hand. Nice ovation for the kid coming up.
Vaughn Grissom's first at bat at Truist Park. All this kid has done is come up and hit .389 in his first 5 big league games with big hits. Already a couple of home runs. And that's what's really impressed me, Jeff. This guy, he'll take a cut or 2 early in the count, but he knows how to draw a walk too.
His last 2 ABs yesterday down in Florida, both of them big time walks in key situations.
And the weather is changing by the second here. The flags are blowing right to left. Big dark clouds above us in right field, moving right to left.
It's going to pass by quick.
Sharply hit and caught at second, and good base running by d'Arnaud to get back to first. So Grissom tried an opposite field approach. He's retired on a line drive. And here's Michael Harris.
Been very impressed by his ABs. I really have. The discipline, the ability to hit the other way like we've seen. And then this guy right here, his home run in the 9th inning yesterday to lead off, one of the more impressive things I've seen this year. 98 out over the plate, and he drove it left center.
It's been 14 years since a left-hand hitter has hit a pitched ball that hard the other way for a home run. As a left-hand batter, that was a game-tying run down in Miami. The Braves got 3 and swept the Marlins thanks to Michael Harris's heroics, who had 14 hits and scored 9 runs out of the 8 and 9 spot on the road trip. And the pitch is now piling up, Jeff, for Carlos Carrasco. 2 solo home runs back to back have begun the second inning.
Trying to throw some curveballs to these left-handed hitters, and he's missing arm side on everything.
Well, I'd love to see Michael hit one the other way, get it up in the slipstream, and see what Mother Nature would do. Swinging bunt right in front of the plate. Throw to second is terrible, and the slide is going to be tagged for the second out. d'Arnaud did all he could to avoid the tag. They get the leading runner on a force play. Not a good throw, but Lindor saved an error.
I thought d'Arnaud was almost going to be able to get around him here as the ball was right there. I mean, McCann did the right thing. He ended up getting him. Even if he didn't, Braves would not have had a replay. But you can see clearly got him on the side.
So you've got the speedy Harris at first base. Acuna's up. He tapped back to the mound, broke his bat. Ronald is one of 9 Braves who are in double digits in home runs. And in for a strike. No, the Mets have to keep an eye on Harris. That's something else we've come to admire. The young man, 13 for 13 in stolen bases this year. That's the most consecutive stolen bases by a Brave to start his career in team history. 0-1. It's 0-2.
You know, I said that rain was going to miss us. I'm not so sure, partner.
That's not very optimistic.
Well, I was, but it's getting dark.
Grounds crew at the ready. In case we have a slight delay here tonight. Braves have a 2-0 lead. Hopefully, whatever weather comes, it'll be a brief intermission, if at all. Swing and a high fly ball hit toward left. Let's see what the wind does to this.
He can't see it.
Lost it. And Harris will come all the way around and score. Acuna into second. Canha lost a routine fly ball. Harris never stopped running. It's 3-0.
Well, yeah, I knew he didn't hit it good, but watch Canha right here. He came in hard. And I will tell you one thing, though. The mistake here, if you're in the outfield and you don't see it, Chip, the first thing you're taught is stop running in. And by then it was too late. You can see Lindor telling him where to go. And great job by Michael Harris. It could have been easy to just put your head down and, like you said, that sky is a crazy color right now above us.
So Atlanta leads 3-0. 2 homers and a pop-up lost in the colorful sky above Truist Park. And here's Dansby. He doubled to start the game. Keep on adding on. Braves have 3 in the second inning. Now a little light rain begins to fall. Fans will start to head for the concourse. A very long second for the Braves, who have plated 3. It's 2-1.
I will tell you this, though, as an outfielder, there's no worse feeling when you know that ball's at you and you have no idea where it is.
Yeah, 35,000 people do, and you're the only one in the park who doesn't. Rain picking up now. 2 balls and a strike. And now 3-1. And Ed Mangan's going to pop out, and we're going to have the tarp pulled here. So at 8:15 Eastern time, we've got a rain delay in Atlanta. The count is 3 balls and a strike on Dansby Swanson. What we are told is, at least looking at the radar, it's not expected to be a lengthy delay, but it's raining hard enough now to impact play. So we'll interrupt the proceedings with the Braves off to a great start, Jeff, in this second inning, up 3-0, back-to-back homers, and then the Acuna pop-up that turned into a Harris run.
Yeah, ended up getting a break there. But with that being said, Contreras dead center, Rosario, and this is what we talked about. Get ahead of these guys, make them fight back the other way.
So Ed Mankin and the grounds crew will unfurl the tarp.
Hopefully it's not long, partner, because that way Spencer Strider can come back out and pitch.
So he enjoys a 3-0 lead. Rain delay in Atlanta. Game 1, Braves and Mets.
Have those built-in mounds down underneath, so my guess is you could also every 25 minutes or so throw 10 or 15 pitches, so they might treat it like it's, you know, the 4th or 5th inning for him now. But the way he looks like there, doesn't that look like a guy that's coming out to me?
Coming out to pitch.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. And so Buck Showalter's made his decision. Veteran Carlos Carrasco is going to go back to work again. It's going to be a 55-minute rain delay for him, and when he's throwing his next pitch, it'll be a 3-1 count to Dansby Swanson with a runner at second and the Braves riding a 3-run inning.
He's got to be coming up because there's not anybody warming up in the pen, and for Carrasco, you're 1 pitch inning over. So I think he's coming back out. Both starters will resume the game, it looks like.
So Strider's last pitch at 7:58, Carrasco's last pitch at 8:15. He'll get a few tosses on the newly revamped mound here in Atlanta, and credit to Ed Mankin and the grounds crew as always. They do great work. They've got the infield covered with the tarp in about a minute and a half, and the rain came fast and furious.
It did, yeah, it came, but good news is got out of here. The field's looking good and guys are ready to go,
and from all indications there's no weather behind the front that passed through the ballpark. So once play resumes, we'll be able to ride this one to what we hope will be another happy finish against the New York Mets. The Braves start play tonight riding a 6-game winning streak. They're 5.5 games behind New York and trying to beat Carrasco, who is undefeated against the Braves so far this season.
Remember I told you the first 3 innings this year the Mets have outscored the Braves 30-9 during the first 3 innings of the series. So that's why we said score early today, put some pressure the other way, and that's exactly what this Atlanta offense has done.
So is it tough to get back in the swing of things with all your adrenaline rolling for the first hour, then you stop for an hour and have to crank back up?
Not necessarily, because it wasn't that long of a delay. For those guys, you go and you probably wait in the dugout for a few minutes, then you went in, and you might have been inside 25 minutes. They told you, hey, we're resuming. Now you have a 2.5 hour delay. That's where it gets difficult. I don't think it'll be a problem for these guys. Not in this type of game either.
So back to work we go at 9:10. And an off-speed pitch had Dansby off stride. It's a full count. Ronald Acuna Jr. is the runner at second base. His RBI came on a ball that was misjudged by Mark Canha in left field.
Yeah, Canha's probably wishing that ball was hit about now with the dark sky.
So ball 4. Dansby's aboard, first and second. And Austin Riley's the hitter. So Carrasco's hit a batter. He's now walked a batter, and Austin Riley, the 8th man to hit in the inning. He lined out in the first inning, Jeff, but that only tells part of the story.
Yeah, he got hit in that wrist back in the first batter of the game with Brandon Nimmo, but he worked that count to 3-2 and smoked it to right field. So that was the good news. It looks like there's no effects from that. We were a little worried about that. He was kind of moving that wrist around the rest of the half inning in the first.
So 2 are on, 2 are out for the Braves third baseman. Ball 1. As we mentioned earlier, the Braves offense has been so good in 2-out run scoring situations. The man in the batter's box has hit more 2-out home runs than anybody in the National League. Riley's hit 14 of them. And he's also been ferocious here at home. That's our Zaxby's indescribably good play.
He's hit safely in 18 of the last 20 here at Truist Park. He's doing great on the road, 271, but here at Truist Park, 314 this season.
Two on, two out. Little number hit to the left side. Escobar stumbled for a moment, but makes the peg, and that retires the side. The longest second inning in Major League history is in the books, and the Braves enjoy a 3-0 lead for Spencer Strider. Baseball presented by Truist. Rainy night in Atlanta. A rain delay of about an hour or so. That hasn't stopped the party. The Braves lead 3-0. Back-to-back homers by Contreras and Eddie Rosario before the rains came. And now the biggest question answered, Jeff. Spencer Strider is going to go back to work after throwing his last pitch at 7:58 Eastern time.
Yeah, I'm sure talked to him about it, and he felt comfortable. Like I said, if I had to guess, he threw a couple innings underneath, you know, to keep himself going. So we'll see. You know, but he had good control of that fastball. Threw some good sliders the first 2 innings. They worked him a little bit, but all in all, I thought he attacked the zone a lot better.
2 innings, 43 pitches. Strider with a couple of strikeouts. Both Mets hits in the game have been infield hits. And now Spencer starts with the number 9 hitter, James McCann. He's the New York catcher. So what do you look for from Spencer again after an hour and 17-minute intermission?
A little bit of velocity, a little bit location. See where he's at, because he was on the attack with that fastball.
Nothing wrong with that one.
No.
1 ball, 1 strike. Again, 43 pitches in the first 2 innings. You heard Kelly's report that he might try to sprinkle in some changeups. Strider has not thrown 1 changeup yet in the game. Maybe he's saving that for the second time through the Mets order.
And I don't mind that. You know, if you can be effective with those 2 pitches, you save that pitch for, you know, when you're going to need it. Like you said, another time through the lineup. Maybe we will see him start to throw that a little bit.
Joely Rodriguez is up for the Mets. Looks like Carrasco will just finish the second inning and be taken down by Buck Showalter. The 2-2 pitch. Fought off foul.
Yeah, we'll see if he comes in. If he does, maybe it's one of those where Carrasco went out there and just said, I don't feel great. I don't know.
Slider fouled away. Mets had to put Tomas Nido on the injured list before the game today. So James McCann will be the man behind harness most of this series. He bats with nobody on or out.
I was told, Chip, he was seeing Carrasco in the dugout kind of grabbing at his side. And he went down to the bottom with Buck Showalter, and that obviously probably is factoring into the decision.
Yeah, the rotation has been very, very good.
Yep.
And very, very healthy once Scherzer and DeGrom have returned. They're missing Tyler McGill, but no drop off. The pitch. Driven toward right. That's curling into the seats, and McCann putting up a prolonged fight here. He will see a 9th pitch. Again, Strider's gotten to strike 2, but he's had to work to get the at-bat resolved. We'll see Scherzer and DeGrom in the final 2 games of this series in rotation for the Mets. Right now, New York's got its hands full with our hard-throwing right-hander Spencer Strider. There you go. There's the first changeup. It came at a perfect time.
Well, yep, there you go. He finally used it after all those fastballs. And that's the thing, Chip, when you throw 98, 99, it doesn't even have to be an outstanding changeup. It's just got to be kind of floating over the plate. You'd like it a little bit down in the zone. Nonetheless, that was a good changeup.
So Strider has his third strikeout. Brandon Nimmo's the batter. He reached on that hard hit ball that ricocheted off Austin Riley's glove. And up and away, ball one. Nimmo is from the great state of Wyoming. Now the changeup.
Yep, 2 now.
Interesting story on Nimmo. No high school baseball for Brandon Nimmo. Played American Legion ball and was found by a Mets scout. As that skips up there, 2 balls and a strike. Nimmo has some interesting splits. He's a much better hitter away from Citi Field. A .315 road batting average. Only .209 in his home ballpark.
Man,
that's quite a difference.
That's a massive split.
And 1 for 1 here in Atlanta tonight. So 4 of the last 5 pitches from Strider have been changeups. And he's run the count full to Brandon Nimmo. Up the middle, right at Dansby. Tricky in between hot, but he makes the play. 2 outs. First strikeout victim for Spencer Strider is the man heading to the batter's box, Starling Marte.
Yeah, they're getting, like you said, 3-2 quite a few times tonight, but he's been able to get the pitch when he's needed it.
His 1-2-3 inning would be welcome here as we play in the top of the 3rd inning. Like that pitch, missed inside. Make him think about that too. Now 2-1 for the Mets right fielder Starling Marte, who made a nice catch in right field earlier tonight. Francisco Lindor would be next. And Marte takes a walk with 2 outs. First one of those for Strider. And as Lindor makes his way to the plate, let's step aside for a quick word from Zaxby's.
Try Zaxby's Chicken Finger Plate with tongue torch, Zax sauce, or any of our sauces.
Lindor popped out to left his first time up. No swing for the Mets shortstop, Francisco Lindor.
That's a perfect example, something to keep an eye on. That pitch was 95. An hour 15 minutes, good bit of time between pitches, especially when you've already thrown 43.
Popped him up again. Michael Harris in shallow center. He is going to readjust and makes the play, and that retires the side. Strider is through 3 innings. He leads 3-0 in game 1.
Atlanta Braves Baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. The Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. And by Yellowwood. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
2 home runs off Carlos Carrasco has chased him from the game after 2 innings. He left with an apparent injury. He was grabbing his side, we are told, as the Braves, after a rain delay, lead 3-0 and head to the home third. And Jeff, they'll face a new pitcher for the Mets. This is left-hander Joely Rodriguez.
Yeah, we saw him up in New York. Got 2 innings in one of the games. Best pitch is his changeup.
See if Matt Olson can end an impressive scoreless streak for the Mets relief corps. They've not allowed an earned run in their last 19 2/3 innings. Olson struck out his first time up. And you can see how tough an at bat this would be for a lefty.
Yeah, not a lot of fun. Where he throws the ball, release point.
August 7th, he struck out 4 Braves in a 2 1/3 inning stint.
Only lefty in the pen, too, for the New York Mets.
Home third after an hour-plus rain delay here in Atlanta. The pitch. And popped up. McCann didn't see it. Late break toward the screen, and he won't have a play. Well, the Braves did what we hoped they do, partner. They've hit a couple home runs. They've scored the first 3. They've got a nice lead. As you suggested, it'd be fun to see the Mets try to play catch up in the first 3 innings.
Well, and you know, here still I think a great crowd that has stuck around after the rain. So you still have that home field feel. That was the thing. It was tough to play up there last weekend. The fans were into it. Now you turn around, you get them here at home.
1 ball, 2 strikes. As you know, when you play the first place team, it's a 2-game swing.
Yep.
Atlanta can win this one. They'll shave another game off the Mets lead, which at the moment is 5.5 games. The Braves currently own the longest winning streak in the National League at 6 straight. And Olson is rung up on a nasty outside corner pitch. And that's out number 1. And here are the men that got the scoring started, partner. That was in the last inning.
Yeah, we're going to take a look here at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Contreras got off to that first one, 110 off the bat. Look at that, 445 in the Chattahoochee Falls. And then Rosario, not as long, just snuck out, but pulled the hands in beautifully. Just dropped it over the right field wall by the Chop House.
So Contreras just a couple of home runs behind his brother. Wilson of the Cubs takes a little low. And the Braves catching core this year has been remarkably good. Power, great work defensively, big hits. And this young man especially making the All-Star team after Manny Pena went down with wrist surgery. What a revelation William Contreras has been for the Braves as he works a 3-0 count.
Now we've seen William go after 3-0 pitches quite a few times, so he's got to be ready here if you're Rodriguez. Can't just lay one in there.
4-pitch walk with one out, and Eddie Rosario is up. Eddie Rosario hit his 4th home run in the 2nd inning. It bounced right off the top of the wall and extended the Braves lead to 2-0. As you said, he is looking more and more like himself. He now has 3 homers in 7 games against the Mets, and tried to bunt, and that caught McCann as well.
Yeah, it's not even that too, though. We're seeing him drive the ball to left center. We saw a couple of doubles to left center down in Miami. Just like I said, more consistent ABs from him since he's been back.
It's pretty remarkable when you think about it that he got 3 hits with all the eye problems he had.
Yeah, right. Remember, it was just rollover after rollover, and that really showed.
You start, what, 3 for 42, 3 for 44, something like that. It's a long climb back up to get that average over 200. He's at 188 at the moment. Rodriguez checks out Contreras at first. And he hung in there and fouled it back. Braves back home after a long road trip. They went 7-4 in 11 games away from Truist Park. They're away from home 13 days. And getting this important homestand off to a good start. And Rodriguez almost picked off Pete Alonso.
Did you see him coming off the bag?
They give Eddie the left side of the infield if he could guide one that way. He tried to, but rolls it right to the shortstop position, and that will be an inning-ending double play. So the Braves are out in the 3rd inning. We go to the New York 4th. Pete Alonso leads off with the Braves in front by 3. Braves A-List season memberships are on sale for the 2023 campaign. A-List members get a variety of perks, including your chance to have up to 3 ticket partners to share your membership, making it easier to split tickets between friends, family, and within your business. For all the information and membership options for both a full season and partial season commitment, go to Braves.com/A-List. As Jeff said, big crowd here tonight. First of 4 with the division leading Mets. The AL champion Astros come in this weekend, so Truist
Big
Park
homestand
will be rocking all week. It's rocking early tonight with Atlanta in front 3-0. Pete Alonso, Dan Vogelbach, and Mark Canha coming up for the Mets in the 4th inning. The Braves out hit New York 4-2 after the first 3 innings. Spencer Strider back to work. Alonso didn't think much of that call from Todd Tichenor. And had him off stride with a slider. It's 0-2.
Well, that was a pitch he struck him out back in the 1st inning to end it. Again, though, difference was up in New York. It's 2-1, 3-1 when he faced Alonso on some of those hits. Here now you got him 0-2. You kind of got Pete in a hole.
That's the difference between Pete Alonso of this year and Pete Alonso in 2 previous seasons. He is a much more patient hitter.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. Strider took a little off that slider that time, and he's gotten Alonso on strikes twice.
Now that was a great slider on that one. See how it started over the middle of the plate and ended up by the end and got him to expand. And you might not be seeing the velocity on the fastball after this long rain delay. You're seeing 96, but still, as you see, at 69 pitches, that slider was still really sharp.
Don't forget, Spencer has 8 days of rest, as do all of the Braves starters in this series. That matchup with the Braves and Marlins was important for so many reasons. Obviously, Atlanta took care of business down in Miami, Jeff, but the job that Odorizzi, that Muller, that Bryce Elder did for the Braves, Ian Anderson as well, those were gigantically important innings.
It gave some of these guys some much needed rest, and then they built up each time. Odorizzi 4 innings, and we had what, 5 innings from Muller, 6 innings from Anderson, and then 7 innings. Bryce Elder yesterday was outstanding. 10 Ks in that game yesterday.
He was really good. His sinker was of the turbo variety. That slider missed to Vogelbach. It's 2 balls and a strike. So tomorrow night, Charlie Morton and Taijuan Walker will hook up in game 2. Odorizzi will pitch Wednesday versus Max Scherzer. The Braves have not announced their starter Thursday against Jacob deGrom. 2-1 count. Fly ball hit right toward Ronald. He'll gather that in, 2 away. So far, no ill effects for Spencer Strider after the lengthy rain delay. I think Ronald is slightly embarrassed. He forgot how many outs there were. He threw that ball up in the stands. It happens.
Thank God there's nobody on base.
Did you ever do that?
I did not. No, thank God. Come on, Chip. I was always paying attention, man. Locked in.
Some things never change. That's what's so great about having you upstairs. Mark Canha, the batter. And he takes a strike. Some of the greatest highlights are when that happens, when a player trying to do the right thing goes over and hands a ball to the fan, forgetting it's a live ball.
Yeah.
The inning's still going on. You're right, though, nobody aboard for Acuna's little gaff here. No balls and a strike.
It's funny how with Canha, he's going almost all off speed. Slider, changeup, first time through, bunch of sliders. If you remember, he kind of gave Strider the knockout punch with that fastball in the left center gap last Sunday up in New York.
One of the hits the Mets had that wasn't of the soft variety. And look, that is a storyline in this game. Strider was obviously frustrated, talking about the soft hits the Mets got. Well, in this game, he's given up 2 hits, both of them infield hits, but he's pitched a great game. He's gone now 3 2/3. And pitching impressively after the 2nd inning rain delay. He's got Canha set up. That's his best fastball since play resumed. That one at 99.
Yeah.
Right to Dansby. Inning over. Strider gets the Mets in order. 1, 2, 3 in the 4th. Lower third coming up for the Braves in game 1. to Truist Park. Buy and manage game tickets, unlock offers, access exclusive content, and more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Festive night in Atlanta. The Braves trying to pick up a game versus the first place Mets. 6 more with New York left this season. All of them will happen here in Atlanta. And this series off to a good start as the Braves do what they do when they're at their best. They've hit a couple of home runs.
I'm going to tell you, when you look earlier in the year and you saw those last 3 games, obviously they're not the last 3 anymore because you go to Florida for the final 3, but you had a feeling it could come down to that last weekend.
Good to have Travis d'Arnaud back in the lineup. Remember, he was run over by Pete Alonso up in New York, and sure enough, in his first at bat, he got hit in the forearm.
Of course he would.
No balls, 2 strikes. Never easy to get a hit, I'm sure, in a big league game, but even more so, Jeff, when you miss a week and have to come back in, and these guys throwing as hard as Carrasco and Rodriguez are. As the 1-2 pitch is fouled at the plate. d'Arnaud's reached base now in 34 of his last 40 games. There's Adonis Medina. Looks like he'll come in next for New York. Little chin music there evens the count. All the power that the Braves have in their lineup this year. Cool stat on d'Arnaud. Michael Harris has had some big games. Rosario's had some big games. Austin Riley, the MVP candidate. Matt Olson. Travis d'Arnaud is the lone Brave with a 6 RBI game this season. That'll illustrate your point earlier about the length and depth of this attack. On the ground to Lindor, and that should be no trouble for out number 1. And here's Vaughn Grissom,
who had a great AP in his first at bat here at Truist Park. Got the 2-0 count on Carrasco and lined one to second base, but right at Jeff McNeil.
Didn't take long for this young man to be a fan favorite. Really loved his interview with Kelly after his first big league game in Boston. Just the beaming smile.
Yeah.
Very affable young man. Great family. Out of Haggerty High School in Oviedo, Florida. Just east of Orlando. There's a line drive into left field. There's his first home hit. Texting with Greg Walker, former hitting coach with the Braves.
Yep.
Really roves through the system and helps with offense. He said he was in the draft room when the Braves got both Vaughn Grissom and Michael Harris. In no way did the Braves know what great character guys they were, not to mention terrific young talents.
And we talked a lot on the pregame today about these 2 guys in particular, both being 21 coming up. That's why I said they're so just consistent in their approach to the game. You know, both these guys are coming up and being asked to fill in and be a big piece of the team, be a piece of the puzzle. Not everybody gets that. Michael Harris, 357 so far in the month of August.
And scored the Braves' 3rd run back in the 2nd inning. Atlanta 3 runs on 5 hits. Almost got kneecapped. Did Michael. Nice to see Vaughn Grissom score another run. He's scored a run in every big league game he's played.
5 in a row, right?
5 in a row. The only, well, I should say there are only 5 other players in Braves history to score 6 runs in their first 5 career games. Jordan Schaefer did it in 2009. Remember the great start he got off to?
I do.
Broken bat, softly hit, tough play. Squibber, Escobar makes the play, and Alonso almost came off the bag. Grissom goes to third. And he thought about getting up and coming home, but McCann wisely stayed at the third base bag.
What a heads-up play.
Couple things in play here. First, did Alonso keep the bag at first on this bang-bang play? And then Alonso alertly threw across where McCann tried to nail Grissom.
Yeah, the problem is even if he didn't keep the bag, which he did, they're out of challenges. Heads up job by Grissom. And then to be able to hold the bag at third.
So Buck Showalter will go get Joely Rodriguez. He's into his bullpen for the second time as Atlanta trying to add on here in the 4th inning. Vaughn Grissom flies from first to third on a ground out to third, and Acuna is coming up. Successful to this point. He's 1 for 2, and he stands 90 feet away with Ronald Acuna Jr. coming up. First things first, here's the pitcher for the Mets, Adonis Medina, who's had a good start to his season.
Yeah, he's only allowed 2 earned runs over his last 8 games, which was 14 in a third inning.
So welcome to the fray. Look who he gets to face. Ronald Acuna Jr., who's our Yellowwood bringing the lumber feature.
Yeah, after that great work in New York, you see his 12 games. Sits safely in every single game started versus the Mets this season. He's a career .309 hitter against the Metropolitans.
Well, let's see if the Braves can put a run up against the Mets bullpen that's not given up a run in 7 straight games. Way outside, ball 1. Rodriguez, an inning and 2/3, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Now Medina trying to send this game to the 5th. Braves are in command, leading 3-0. Spencer Strider has allowed just 2 infield hits. It's like Ronald's got some new bling.
Yeah, we're in New York. Might have gone somewhere there.
Two balls and a strike. Yeah, we're used to seeing the diamond encrusted 13 pendant for Ronald.
You got to switch it up, I guess.
Two-one. Fouled again. 2-2. The way he was swinging the bat, why change anything, right?
I mean, I get it.
Vaughn Grissom 90 tantalizing feet away from a 6th run in his 6th game. And as good as Ronald has been hitting the ball, his patience at the plate, Jeff, over the last 2 weeks is noticeable too.
Well, he's finally got himself in good count, seeing the ball. That's why he's not chasing outside the zone. Why you're seeing him, you know, have consistent good ABs.
Full count pitch. Swing and a line drive into left center field, a base hit. Canha slides to a stop. Acuna streaking to second with a double. th RBI for Acuna. Grissom does score his 6th run in as many games. It's 4-0.
Well, you see that many pitches in an AB, you kind of get to see what the pitcher's got. And he can just threw a slider at 86 over the plate. Ronald just lines it to left center. And with this outfield grass now kind of a little slick. Good job by Canha actually to stop this ball, but easy double for Ronald.
His 14th. It's 4-0 Braves. Dansby Swanson is the hitter. He's reached base twice. Said it in New York. I'll continue to say it. Ronald is looking like himself again. After that soreness scare in the last game down in Miami. Good to see him running like he did on that double.
Yeah. This was really where the Braves are flipping the script on the Mets now. Working counts, getting to the bullpen early in the game.
Two-one pitch. At the plate, but low. Dansby doubled in the first inning. His helmet went flying. It hit him in the forehead. It opened up a little cut. After the big Band-Aid was applied, the Braves shortstop back to work in his 3rd at bat here in the 4th inning. Line drive center field. That's down for a hit. Ronald will score. Dansby Swanson's 2nd hit makes it 5-0.
Again, 2 more 2-out RBIs for this Braves offense, and they're attacking. You're getting behind. They went hunting out for something out over the plate. Just up in the zone. We talked out the end of the road trip. I thought Dansby was a little bit tired. He has been playing every inning of every game. As you see, Nimmo almost slipped. He looks refreshed tonight coming back home.
Dansby's got a proper sized Band-Aid on now. That's good to see. And Austin Riley's coming in with a chance to make it a real big lead. 5-0. Riley tonight has flied out and grounded out. Ten o'clock in Atlanta. It's 5-0 Braves. We had a nearly hour-long rain delay in the 2nd inning. Braves got 3 runs in the 2nd. They've got 2 here in the 4th. Spencer Strider has pitched the distance for Atlanta. He's through 4 innings with 4 strikeouts. Dansby's running, got a great jump. McCann had no chance. Swanson with an easy stolen base. And right now the Braves are frolicking on the base paths.
Yeah, Medina cannot find the strike zone. He is all over the place. That ball wasn't even close.
And the way this game's starting, Jeff, this is, I think, a real big psychological game for the Braves, taking nothing away from what the Mets have done in the first 8 games, or 8 wins against the Braves so far this year. I think we'd all agree, maybe the Mets would too, that as well as New York played, the Braves haven't played their best games consistently yet against the division leaders.
No, it's kind of punching back today. You know, really this 4-game series, I felt like, was a chance for them. This team has played really well here at Truist Park this year, and they get in front of the home crowd. You know, they caught them at that end of that long stretch where they've been playing so well. And the Mets came here and took 2 out of 3, so.
On the ground, Escobar surrounded that ball and throws a strike. Good inning for Atlanta. They get 2 more runs. They do it on 3 hits. Vaughn Grissom scores for the 6th consecutive game. Acuna and Swanson with RBI hits, and Spencer Strider now has a big lead of 5-0. Acuna Jr. tonight, and a couple of RBIs. Spencer Strider now goes to work in the bottom part of the Mets order. He's in the 5th inning. McNeil, Escobar, and McCann coming up for New York. It's 5-0 Braves in game 1. Spencer has to get through this 5th inning to qualify for the win. Would you say it'd be 5 and out for him?
I would think so, unless he has a 5-6 pitch inning this one. If he gets to 90 and above, I would think this is going to be the end of the line with that hour and 10-minute delay.
There's the 2nd pitch of the inning, and Acuna can't get it. That carries to the base of the bullpen gate, and McNeil flying around second as the ball gets away from everybody, and he'll stand at 3rd base. Ball got away from Grissom, squibbed toward Matt Olson, and McNeil never stopped running. Wet baseball, I'm guessing.
He picked it up, and when he threw this ball right away, watch how it just straight just pulled it. And as you said, one of those things hit the grass, hit the thing, and credit McNeil, good base running, knowing never stop. That's the hard thing with that outfield. You never know what kind of grip.
So McNeil has a 3-base hit. He stands 90 feet away for Eduardo Escobar. 5-0. Beg your pardon, they score that a double in E9.
Well, that's one Ronald's probably going to wish. And, you know, that's the thing you love. You think you can throw out anybody, and you love that mentality of a guy that's got a strong arm on that one. With McNeil running, just kind of throw it back in there.
So now with Strider over 80 pitches, the Braves bullpen will start to work here. Colin McHugh is the first man up and throwing. Little roller hit toward the right side. And that will score McNeil for the first and only Mets run. Escobar's 44th RBI makes it a 5-1 game. Braves still lead. They'll trade the out for the run.
Yeah, absolutely. After that, trade the out for the run. Get these 2 outs. Be happy with what you were able to do tonight.
And a little light rain has begun to fall. That'll chase the fans back to the concourse. Got to get 3 outs. Make it an official game. The Braves do lead it by 4 runs. Up the middle, Grissom, backhand, perfect throw, quick out. And Brandon Nimmo, the hitter. Feel real confident anytime the ball is hit on this Atlanta infield with Riley, Swanson, now Grissom, who's got a shortstop's arm at second base too.
Well, what I loved is when we got here today, you look out there, no one was on the field except Wash and Grissom over at second base. And they're working on those drills right there. And did you see how he went and got that ball backhanded? It went through it like Ron Washington teaches and makes a great throw.
After the long road trip, the Braves did not take batting practice before the game.
No, I'm sure they told those guys to get some sleep and get some rest.
And the other reason for Wash to work with Grissom, 6th big league game, his first here at Truist Park. Get used to the sight lines a bit. And so far, so good in that regard. Strike one for Nimmo. Strike two. Can't say enough about what Spencer Strider is doing tonight.
Well, you know, he talked about his comments and wanting to get back out there, and so far he came and backed it up tonight.
Little tapper, Olsen at the bag. He's got it. Strider with a quick inning. Mets get a run, but not the lead. 5-1, middle of the 5th in Atlanta.
We move to the bottom of the 5th. Atlanta leading New York 5-1, and Matt Olson leading things off. He is our Synovus Get There player in his last 10 games. Take a look at the numbers, hitting .293 and .906 OPS, 3 home runs. You saw 8 RBI and 8 runs, and has hit safely in 9 of his last 10 games. And gentlemen, I talked to him right before the All-Star break where he felt like there was still a lot of improvement to be made, and just recently asking about adjustments, he said, Frenchie, that he's getting a little more into his legs, just trying to be more grounded, and he felt like that has helped him and allowed him to get through some pitches that maybe in the first half he wasn't able to quite as well. And of course, as we both know, he is such a perfectionist that he said there's still a ways to go, but you never get perfect in this game, do you?
No, and look, he's second in the NL in extra base hits. It's like anything. It's so hard, especially coming home and playing, replacing Freddie Freeman. I think about Bryce Harper. Remember, first year in Philly, not a great year. You know, not that Matt's not doing it, but Mookie Betts, same thing in LA too. Also the Heat playing here in Atlanta. He's been in Oakland playing, and not that Matt's from here. He knew how to do it, but all those things, he's having a great year, and he's doing exactly what the Braves wanted him to do coming in. But yeah, I agree, for him to stay on those legs, he's so powerful. If he can use those, he can hit it out anywhere.
He leads the Braves team in RBIs against the Mets with 10 of them, and this ball is cracked towards center. And Nimmo got a good jump and makes the play for out number 1. Here's Contreras. Listen to the trumpets blare as the Braves DH stands in. He's reached base twice. And before all the Met fans get all of Twitter about that, this has been Williams' walk-up music almost all year long.
I can see it right now. I know they think it's Edwin Diaz's, but Contreras has used it all year.
And he's used it well.
Yes, he has.
16 homers.
And a 445-foot blast tonight in the second inning.
Dribbled to the left side. Escobar throws on the run. That was a good play.
Well, the hardest thing, too, is you can see Escobar, even last inning, Austin Riley on that ball. The infield grass, you can tell, is a little slippery out there. So you're trying to make sure you come hard, as you see. But then you got to slow yourself down so you don't slip.
And Luis Guillorme out for the foreseeable future with a groin problem. They traded J.D. Davis. So Escobar's getting the bulk of the playing time, or will, we figure, for New York down the stretch. Here's Rosario. He was the man that went back-to-back with Contreras in the second inning. Braves scored 3 in that frame. It's the 10th time this year the Braves have hit back-to-back homers. And Rosario, with 4 homers on the year, 3 have come against the Mets. Medina trying to give Buck Showalter a handful of innings in the middle frames of game 1. And this one again hit the other way. And a quick flip to first. Alonso dug that out, and that will retire the side. We presume the Braves will be going to the bullpen. We'll find out next with a 5-1 lead. In the game, let's check out our T-Mobile coverage cam. A lot of happy faces for the Braves offense as Jeff, they enjoy a 5-1 lead.
Yeah, so far so good tonight. Top of the lineup, Ronald Dansby going to work. Back-to-back homers in that second by Contreras and Rosario, and the young Grissom. 6 runs scored now, or runs scored in each game that he's played in. And now Colin McHugh, we figured Strider at 80. High 80 pitch count, hour 15 rain delay, and you can see Colin McHugh since July 4th, 1.59 ERA.
I think Spencer Strider silenced some of the doubters after his comments in New York.
Well, it's like anything, man. If you're going to say it, you got to come back out, and he did that tonight. Tip your hat.
Well, the strikeout total wasn't super high the way he pitched, Jeff, in this game. 3 hits. And coming back after the long rain delay.
Yeah.
With extended work. Just a terrific effort for Strider, who's qualified for the win. As McHugh will face the 2-3-4 batters for New York. And it starts with Starling Marte. Marte has struck out and walked. It's the only walk allowed by Spencer in the game. This one cracked towards center. Harris on his horse, slowing now. And he makes the play. Marte's retired, 1 out.
Now, the one thing Strider's doing, when you saw McHugh, they're getting ahead of these hitters tonight. They might not be striking out, but they're not hitting the ball hard. Weak contact.
When I talked to Rick Kranitz about the Braves and Mets earlier this year, he mentioned the games played here in Atlanta, the 3-game series. He said at the time those were the 3 most ineffectively started games by the Braves all year. For that exact point, there was some nibbling going on, and there was some foul balls happening, and there was a lot of frustration. As a result, the Braves starters didn't go very deep into the games.
No.
Rain interrupted Strider's chance to go 6 or 7 tonight.
Well, there's numerous times. Look, the Yankees are about to lose tonight, Chip. They're going to lose 10 of their last 12. Teams go through little rough stretches, and I'll say this. The Braves did not play well last weekend up in Flushing, and it's the best I'd seen the Mets play all year in every aspect they did.
I agree with you. I agree with you. So tip your cap.
But you knew you were getting them at home for 4 here.
And now for Atlanta, which has the Mets, Astros, Pirates, and Cardinals next. New York in arguably their toughest stretch for a while. 3 more here in Atlanta, 4 at Philly, and then 2 at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it all shakes out as we move to the end of August in 2022. Fly ball right center. Harris again, but that one's going to die in his glove. Soft contact. 2 outs. Lindor is 0 for 3. Pete Alonso's coming up, but first a quick word from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
Pete Alonso's the batter. He has struck out twice. Nationals, Marlins, and Phillies were all victorious in Eastern Division play today. The Braves are trying to knock off the Mets and pick up a game in the standings. The lead is 5-1. New York just 3 hits.
I know I laughed. I saw the Marlins won 3-0, and I thought, well, they broke through to get a win, but still now 16 games with 3 runs or less scored.
Well, when you have Sandy Alcantara on the mound, you only need 1 or 2,
the best
right?
thing you got. Yeah.
One ball, 1 strike. On the ground, right to Riley. He's got that. Loads up, and an easy inning for Colin McHugh, who continues his great work since Independence Day. Atlanta at Truist Park on our Xfinity Live Look cam. The Braves come up in the home 6th inning with Travis d'Arnaud, Vaughn Grissom, and Michael Harris. It's been a good night. Braves got 3 in the 2nd, 2 in the 4th. Spencer Strider, 5 innings of 3-hit ball. Colin McHugh just worked a 1-2-3 6th inning. And now Travis will try to get back into the swing of things after he got run over up at Citi Field. He's been hit by a pitch, and he's grounded out.
Yeah, we're accustomed to seeing Travis get hit every once in a while by a pitch.
And fouled back by the Atlanta catcher. 2 balls and a strike. On the ground to third. Escobar has that pop out of his glove. And Travis d'Arnaud reaches safely here in the Atlanta 6th.
Ball's hit sharply right down the line.
Well, if any team deserves to have a few infield hits come against the Mets, it's the Braves.
Yeah, agreed.
Was that it? Maybe it's a hit slash?
Give it to me. I think they gave it an error. No?
Nope.
They gave it a hit.
8 of them for Atlanta. Well, now they've changed it again. I don't know about that one. Mike Stamos is our official scorer. Good baseball man.
Yeah, I'm still confused though. The board, man, no, they did change it.
Yeah. That's inside for Vaughn Grissom. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's got to be an error on Escobar.
I'm giving it a hit. I'm writing a hit on my book.
Downstairs.
I don't think they count my book, Travis, but I'm writing it.
$38,380, the paid crowd in Atlanta. Many of them still here after a long rain delay. They've been treated to a 5-1 Atlanta game. That got Vaughn on the toe as it bounced into the Mets dugout. Foul. 2-2.
That's a changeup for Medina. Ow. Right in the shin.
Ooh.
Put a little wrap on that tonight.
For a 21-year-old player, the third youngest in the major leagues, Vaughn Grissom to this point has been pretty darn selective at the plate.
Yeah, yesterday I told you those 2 walks in the game. I thought that was great discipline.
So Medina readies with another 3-2 pitch. And another walk. 2 on, nobody out in the Atlanta 6th.
But I tell you, if you can have a big hit here, even 2-3 runs this inning, you can really save that bullpen too. Jansen's worked 3 days in a row. Iglesias will be ready, but he pitched in both games on Saturday, so.
Yeah, the Braves had 2 off days on the road trip, but that was wiped away by the 2 double headers.
Yeah, exactly right.
And the next Atlanta off day won't come until we're in the middle of our next road trip
to St. Louis
on August the 25th. So you're right, every inning you save is big at this time of the year before rosters expand. Uncle showed bunt and took a strike. Harris had a great road trip. Scored 9 runs, 14 hits, 3 homers, 8 RBIs. Great defense. And batting 8th or 9th. Tonight, he's hitting 9th. And he's done a remarkable job of not only being productive for himself, Jeff, but turning the lineup over to Acuna, Swanson, Riley and company.
No, by far the best 9th place hitter in baseball.
Didn't mean to. That'll cost him a strike.
Acts as a second leadoff guy. 392 with runners in scoring position this year also.
And he's the youngest player in the big leagues.
Yep.
A week younger than Wander Franco, the Tampa Bay Rays sensation. The third youngest player is at first base, Vaughn Grissom. The pitch. Served in up the middle of base hit. Here comes d'Arnaud around third. Nimmo's throw will be cut off, and Atlanta adds on. They get the run back. Michael Harris, 39 RBIs.
And just another example of two strikes. He lets the ball travel. A changeup probably going off the plate. That's amazing to me. Just that little kind of, you see how he kind of reaches that bat out there? The backspin though, see how he hits down on that ball that he gets? That ball just comes off his bat. That should not, looks like it should not be hit that hard, but he does it with such power that he's able to drive in another.
You know what that finish looked like? It looked like Jason Hayward in his young days with the Braves.
Well, you get people that talk about launch angle and this and that, but if you watch how his bat head comes down, that was what Chipper used to always talk about. Get that hit down on it, and it gets that backspin.
So now Medina in a world of hurt. He's got Acuna up. Ronald with 2 hits, a run, and 2 RBIs. The Braves have a 5-run lead and are pulling away in game 1. Nothing better when the Braves and Mets get together to have the Mets faithful crying in their sausage and peppers in the late innings of a big series. Their fans not too happy with the Braves up 6-1 and nobody out. Nobody up in the bullpen for New York. So for Medina, he's got to be his own relief pitcher here. They need innings from him. 6 runs on 8 hits for the Braves. Swing and a shot. That's over the head of Marte and off the base of the wall. Grissom will score. Acuna slides into second again. It's 7-1. A missile to right.
Now they're breaking this wide open now. They're using their speed, their power. Gets a hanger out over the plate. This is when Ronald's going so well, Chip, when he drives that ball to that right center gap.
3 hits, 3 RBIs from your leadoff hitter, a hit and an RBI from your number 9 hitter, and runs scored by the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th place hitters in game 1 tonight. You talked about the offensive balance, Jeff, for the Braves. It's on display tonight.
They're showing it, no doubt.
Michael Givens is up.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think there's still nobody out in this inning with 2nd and 3rd.
Another great night for Dansby. He's also walked and stolen a base. "7-1 Braves in game 1. Braves country remembers hearing this chant when we were in New York.
Yeah, you remember that Sunday in about the 8th, 9th inning? And it was mocking. Not the way we wanted to hear it.
Second and third, nobody out. Ronald Acuna Jr. with his first career 3-double game tonight. He's at second. And this one hit up the middle by Dansby. That's going to score 2 more. What a night for 9-1-2 on the lineup card. Wow.
I think that's going to be the end. They have unleashed the bats now. 4 runs pushed across and 5 hitters this inning. Just another ball you see trying to go away, goes right back over the middle of the plate. Dansby goes right up the middle.
So Medina goes an inning and a third, 5 hits, 5 runs so far. He's walked a batter, and the Braves are pouring it on in game 1 here at home. It's 9-1 Atlanta in game 1 of this series.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi, unbeatable internet, only from Xfinity. And by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life.
Oh, Truist Park, how we have missed you. 2 weeks away and a great road trip. Atlanta gets the homestand off to a good start tonight, and they are pouring it on with a 4-run 6th inning tonight. Braves are 5 for 9 so far with runners in scoring position, and Michael Givens is on for the 47th time. He's a former Cub this year.
Yeah, got him at the trade deadline. Done a pretty good job at stabilizing right-handed hitters, and you can see
Another base hit. This one from Austin Riley. Welcome to the chop shop, Mr. Gibbons. One pitch, one hit. First and second. Riley has his first knock in the game.
I was about to say he's done a good job with right-handed hitters because of that motion. Kind of turns his body. Here it's a backup slider that Austin smokes.
And these are big innings for Atlanta, obviously from an offensive standpoint, but from an overall chess match standpoint. You touched on this earlier, Jeff. Every pitch thrown by this Mets bullpen in this game will have a ripple effect on what takes place over the next 3 days with the Braves here at home and with their success in late innings.
And I think, too, just being able to pour it on after what happened last weekend up in Flushing. You know, this has got to feel good for those Braves hitters. The approach.
Every Brave but two has a hit so far in the game. Let's see if Matt Olson can trim that to 1. He is 0 for 3 in the game tonight. Still nobody out. 6 straight Braves have reached in this inning. It began with an E5. Grissom walked. Harris a single. Acuna a double. Swanson and Riley with singles. And 4 runs have scored. Charlie Morton and Taijuan Walker will toil tomorrow night. Braves live at 6:30. First pitch at 7:20. Line drive into center field. Olson's got a hit. Here comes Dansby around third. Throw to the plate. Cut off at the mound by Alonso. RBI number 76 for the Braves first baseman.
Well, now, as you said, another gets a hit. Now d'Arnaud, the only one without a hit tonight. Last time Olson lined it to center field, but was caught this time for the base knock and an RBI.
So Medina's ERA will take a serious punishing. 6 runs in an inning and a third. And here's Contreras. And Givens tried to push him off the plate. Braves batters are getting to the plate so quickly, no time to play the walk-up music. No trumpets this time.
They're running the bat rack right now.
7 straight have reached, nobody out. And you can see the effect of that on the Mets defense. Canna in left doing trunk twist, trying to stay loose. Marte in right, glove up by his shoulder, just waiting for an out. It's been a very long night and a great night for the Braves bats, who have scored 10 runs on 12 hits.
Well, I think these fans are enjoying this tonight, even with the hour rain delay. Not many people have left yet.
Nope.
Soaking this one up.
That is tipped and caught, and that is the first out in the Atlanta 6th. Robbie Grossman's going to grab a bat. Hope there's nothing wrong with Rosario. But in a lopsided lead, give Eddie a break here. Up 10-1. Rosario hit a second inning homer and hit into a double play in his other of 2 trips. So Grossman, the 9th man to come up in the Atlanta 6th. Robbie's hit the ball hard a couple of times since coming over from the Tigers. Switch hitter and had a home run cut there. Grossman with Atlanta, 4 hits, 17 at bats, has an RBI, a couple of doubles. He's also walked 4 times as a Brave. One ball, 2 strikes. To put things in perspective from an offensive standpoint, Ronald Acuna has 3 hits. Dansby Swanson has 3 hits. The Mets team has 3 hits. As Strider and McHugh have been excellent. Nice long breather for Colin McHugh. Retired New York in order in the top of this 6th inning.
And if he has a quick 7th, you can throw him back out there for the 8th.
Did he go? Yes, he did. Grossman's rung up. And back-to-back strikeouts for Givens. And that'll bring up the man that started the inning, Braves catcher Travis d'Arnaud.
Yeah, let's see if he can add to it and get a knock. Remember, in my book, he has a knock, but that's not the official book.
I'm going to go by your book. I like the way you think. d'Arnaud has scored one of the Braves' 10 runs. And that sweeps off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. d'Arnaud checking with both masked men behind the plate, McCann and Todd Tichenor. And got a piece of both the Mets catcher and the home plate umpire on the way back. Swing and a high fly ball deep left. Canha back. It's gone.
Boy, that had to feel good. Travis's last home run, June 28th. At Philadelphia against Zach Wheeler. He just said he was the only one with the out a hit. Well, he delivered the knockout blow with a huge 3-run homer. All night, these Mets pitchers have been trying to go away, and that ball's missed over the plate, and Travis does a beautiful job of dropping the bat head on that one.
So 13 runs on 13 hits for the Braves, 12 homers for d'Arnaud, 43 runs batted in. And the Braves have started this homestand magically. Another base hit for Grissom. That's headed for the left field corner. He's going to have another multi-hit game. This kid is something else. Wow.
Think about tonight. He's had a single in the 4th. Walked this past time up. And then gets a hanging slider right here for a double. And even if you go back to that 2nd inning, Chip, his one out tonight, the line drive to McNeil at second.
So Michael Harris, the hitter, he's got an RBI single in this 6th inning. And this one tapped to the mound. Givens has it, and it's thrown to first in traffic, and Alonso able to make the play with Harris and the baseball arriving at the same time. What an inning for Atlanta. The Braves score 8 and blow it open. On the Philadelphia Phillies, who are trying to stay alive in the Eastern Division race. Edmundo Sosa, whom the Phillies acquired at the deadline, hits a double into the left field corner. That brought home Gene Segura with an insurance run. Phillies needed that one in Cincinnati. They won by a final of 4-3. 13-1, Atlanta has the lead. Robbie Grossman takes over in left field for Eddie Rosario. Colin McHugh goes back to work in the 7th inning. He leads by 12. Every Brave who started tonight has a hit. That's what you call balance.
Yes. I guess now that d'Arnaud hit that home run, I'll go back and give an error on the other one on my scorebook.
What a front runner.
Man, he's got a 3-run bomb now.
I guess if that's the trade-off, he'll take it.
Yes, I would think he would rather have that than that single.
Braves have out hit the Mets 14-3 tonight. And Atlanta looking good as they try to win their 7th consecutive game. The Braves are the hottest team in Major League Baseball again. Remember, this club won 14 straight to start the month of June, won 21 games that month, and got themselves back into this Eastern Division race. At one point, the Braves were 10.5 games out of first place. As McHugh evens the count, 2-2. Braves change up their defense with a 2-strike count for the Mets' designated hitter. Should have been a strike. Full count.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty darn good pitch. You saw Colin just shake his head.
There was a reach, but it had the plate. As that one is skied over the Mets dugout and out of play foul. A couple of things have gone by the boards in favor of the Braves against the Mets. New York's bullpen had that long scoreless run, 7 games without giving up a tally. The Braves have taken care of that in a big way. Carrasco left the game in 2 parts, won the long rain delay, but then left and was holding his side and was taken out by Buck Showalter after his 2 innings of work. And the Braves off to a rollicking start tonight as this one is launched towards center. Harris going back, warning track wall, leaping try, and he got it.
Wow. I feel like he's hitting so well we don't even talk about his defense anymore. That's beautiful. He knew when he hit the warning track right here with his feet, he knew exactly where the wall was. You can't do any better. That's exactly how you're supposed to do it.
Brian Snitker is going to go take the ball from Colin McHugh, who gets the first out of the 7th inning. Great catch by Michael Harris, who is doing it all again for the Braves here tonight. 13-1. We continue after a break. Of roster moves, a flurry of them. Another one today. Danny Young is now in to pitch for the Braves, pitching in his first appearance in Atlanta.
Yeah, you can see that. He's had 2 games with Seattle this season, but he's pitched 2 scoreless outings with Gwinnett. And the scouting report I got, Chip, was he does a great job of working the corners.
Well, let's see what he does with Mark Canha, who's 0 for 2. And in for a quick strike. Danny Young, originally drafted by Toronto out of the University of Florida back in 2015. And a ball inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. What was that corner work you were talking about? Danny missed a couple of inches too far into the right-hand hitter. And that one split the plate. It's 1-2. Colin McHugh, an inning and a third of perfect relief. Save his bullets for the rest of this series. No offense to Mr. Young, but you've got a 12-run lead. See if he can gobble up some frames here. And that's hammered down the left field line and off the netting foul. One out, nobody aboard for the Mets. And Canha on the ground. Riley has it bounce off his chest, dropped at his feet, and he makes the play. Couple of hard hit balls to Austin. That one stuck close enough for him to retire Canha. Ooh, hit him in the same spot.
Oh, they got him right under the bill. One more time. Got it. Great concentration by Austin Riley.
So one more out and we will send you to the stretch. As always, the stretch presented by Synovus. Trevor, Nick, and BJ are standing by. As good as the Braves offense has been tonight, gotta love what Spencer Strider did.
Yeah.
Following up his disappointing start in New York and his frustration that he expressed in the press. Can't wait to hear what the guys have to say about that as the Braves are on their way in game 1 of the series. Got to get this guy out, though. Jeff McNeil is 2 for 2. Atlanta's bullpen has been perfect so far tonight. And that's bullpen. 4 innings, 10 hits, 10 runs.
They've been so dominant, too.
Fly ball right center. Ronald on the run. He's not going to get that. McNeil is 3 for 3. Here comes the Harris throw. It's cut off. And Jeff McNeil with a 2-out double is aboard here in the 7th inning. Guy's a good hitter and he loves hitting here in Atlanta. So Kelly, we wondered about Robbie Grossman taking over for Eddie Rosario. Do you have an update?
According to the Braves, he was removed from tonight's game as a precaution with left hamstring tightness, guys.
Well, hopefully that's not going to be, you know, if there's any game to do it, it's tonight. Get him out of here with a wet outfield.
So there's Escobar with a runner at second. And strike one to the Mets third baseman, who has their lone RBI that came on a 5th inning ground out. 44 ribbies for Eduardo on the year. One more strike and then it's time to stretch. Little roller toward Riley. He'll scoop and throw on the run, and that will retire the side. Atlanta in command, 13-1. Trevor, take it away.
The Stretch is brought to you by Synovus, the bank that helps you get there.
Welcome into The Stretch, presented by Synovus. Trevor Scales, Nick Green, and Brian Jordan kicking it on the battery with you. And for all the offense, we done already seen the story entering today's tilt with Spencer Strider. He was talking spicy, Nick. I think we can own that fact, but he came through despite the circumstances of that and a weather delay in a big way.
I thought he did a really nice job, and I think he pitched with that chip on his shoulder we talked about before the game. When you make comments like he did, how the Mets were getting a little bit lucky, what are we going to do in October? Let's see the difference then. Well, you've got to come out and shove, and he absolutely did. I love the way he used his pitch mix today, BJ. He didn't get in patterns. Sometimes it was fastball heavy, sometimes it was slider heavy. Didn't let that rain delay affect him, and then mixed that changeup in that second time through the order that made those guys think a little bit about it as well.
Hey, if you're going to talk it, you better walk it, and that's exactly what Strider did tonight. He threw a lot of strikes, guys. Look, the Mets fouled off a lot of pitches, but he stayed in the strike zone. I love what you said. He started mixing the changeup. And all of a sudden, those hitters start thinking about that, and he's blowing a fastball right by him. Great game by Strider, and to be able to come back after that rain delay and get 3 more innings, hey, kudos to him. 87 pitches for him. He's in line for his 7th win on the season. We got the bottom of the 7th frame after a quick word from our friends at Synovus.
Opportunity.
Well, we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. This tells you all you need to know about this game with the Braves up a dozen. The Mets have 2 innings left to pitch, and they're bringing on a position player in the 7th. It's Darren Ruff, your old teammate.
I'll tell you what, not many people can go 2 innings, you know. There's only very few of us that can cover 2.
How'd that go for you?
First inning, great. Second, not so much. Yeah, I agree. We see sometimes someone come in for 1 inning, but agreed. Buck Showalter going to Darren Ruff for the bottom of the 7th.
Wholesale changes for the Mets, as Buck Showalter has conceded this one. Tyler Naquin is in right field. New catcher, new shortstop. We'll tell you who they are in a moment. James McCann has moved to first base, so Alonso is out of the game. Perez the catcher, Marrero at short, McCann at first, Naquin in right. So the home plate umpire Todd Tichenor making sure everybody knows who's hitting where. Now that we know who's fielding where for New York. Darren Ruff gets to face Ronald Acuna Jr. That was called a slider, Jeff, at 58 miles an hour.
If you're Darren, you're facing the tough part of the lineup your first time ever.
So, Kelly, this is an unusual circumstance. A position player pitching in the 7th inning. What has Buck Showalter said about that?
Well, apparently somewhere throughout this season, as it looks like Ronald flying out to right there, he said to reporters in the New York media that he was hoping to not use a position player on the mound at all this season because he said, quote, it's embarrassing and because of what it tells that player. So I guess you'll have to ask Frenchie Darren what it told him tonight.
Well, those are some strong words.
That's exactly what I'm thinking, which is why this is an interesting move.
I mean, look, you're not going to throw one of your star players, young guys.
To short. Long throw, and maybe Buck Showalter's onto something. Ruff's trying to cut off the all-important 14th run.
I was about to say, maybe he needs to turn to Darren Ruff more. Look, it's actually funny because,
well, look at Buck. He's trying not to smile.
Yeah, you're not going to use one of your Lindor, Pete Alonso in this situation.
This is not Ruff's first pitching appearance. It's his second, and he just turned in a 1-2-3 seventh inning.
That's where you walk in and say, boys, that's how you do it. Back at Truist Park, we head to the top of the 8th, 13-1 Braves. And before we get to the action, let's take a quick message from Landmark.
To celebrate our 40th anniversary, Landmark announces 40 days to save. Nobody beats the Giant. Nobody.
Always the best deal. Always.
One defensive change for the Braves. Guillermo Heredia will take over in right field. Smart move by Snit with this one pretty much in pocket for Atlanta. And James McCann will lead off the New York 8th. And that one across the shoe tops, ball one. So Eddie Rosario left with some hamstring soreness. Carrasco leaves with left side tightness for the Mets. Braves taking out a little frustration against the Mets, who took 4 out of 5 up in New York.
Yeah.
Now, can you back it up and do it again tomorrow? With Charlie Morton and Taijuan Walker squaring off. The Braves hung an 8th spot on Taijuan Walker on August the 5th. Up in New York.
He was the one guy they really attacked. Got to him early. 4 runs in the first, 4 runs in the second. Kind of put that game out of reach.
Yeah, he couldn't get out of the second inning for the Mets. As McCann at first base now with Pete Alonso out of the game. Walker had been on a very impressive run at the time the Braves punished him. He had won 6 games in a row and was undefeated at Citi Field. The Braves took care of that, handing him his 3rd loss. As a roller off the netting foul keeps McCann alive. Charlie Morton will pitch for the Braves. Looking forward to seeing Charlie turn in a good game for Atlanta. Charlie went 6 innings at Fenway Park, was victimized by 3 home runs. The ball, Jeff, was jumping to center field in that game.
It was, and if you go back and look at that game, he really pitched a pretty good game. He made a couple mistakes. We had talked every time he made a mistake. They didn't miss it that night. Tommy Pham dead center. Christian Arroyo dead center. So hopefully see him throw a good ball game tomorrow night.
The Braves won that game in 11 innings, 9-7 up in Boston. So Charlie in a stretch, even with the 5 runs he allowed to the Red Sox. This one's hit toward Grossman and left. And Canaccord for the first out. Charlie in a stretch where 1-2, ERA approaching 3 over his last 10 starts. You'll certainly take that. Fans, represent your alma mater here at Truist Park with College Nights ticket packages. You'll get a Braves co-branded stadium seat and a Braves ticket. Upcoming College Nights include the University of Kentucky and Alabama on September 1st and Auburn on September 4th. Get your tickets today at Braves.com/College Nights. Buck Showalter out talking with Todd Tichenor. I think he might want to make sure that he's got his position players positioned on the
where they're
lineup card the way he
supposed to be.
wants.
Yeah. There's so much movement, guys going different places that I think that's exactly what it was.
Brandon Nimmo is 1 for 3, an infield hit. And that went all the way to the backstop. Ball 1.
What I'm seeing is if you look up on the scoreboard here, they have Tyler Naquin hitting second, which he would be on deck. Instead, they got Perez down there on deck.
Yep. So that's confirmation for Buck Showalter to make sure that he has Perez second. That's the last thing any manager wants in a game like this, as tough as it is, to have a batter inadvertently hit out of order.
Yeah. No matter what the score is.
Right. Two-0 pitch. Young hits that outside corner, 3-1. He has been corner to corner in his Braves debut. 1 hit, 1 inning. And look, what McHugh and Young are trying to do in a game like this, to your point, Jeff, give those bullpen arms an extra day of rest. They had to work overtime on the long road trip. And our next day off isn't coming for another week. That is lined into left field. Brandon Nimmo has a 2-hit game. So he's aboard with 1 out. It's 13-1 Braves. Here's a quick message from Truist.
Tim always offered the best advice.
Hit it nice and firm.
Today, Tim is a teammate at Truist, where you can get personalized insights right on the app.
So Michael Perez is the Mets hitter. And Tomas Nido was placed on the injured list earlier today, unspecified reasons. So Perez is here. Quickly 0-2. Perez has some power, 6 homers, 11 RBIs. Low batting average, however, 150. And you would think he'd be a double play candidate if he could hit one into the shift. Marrero was in harm's way in the Mets on deck circle, but he avoided trouble. And the count 1-2. Braves are trying to win their 5th game in 13 tries against the Mets. This would be number 71 in the victory column. Braves would go a season high 25 games above 500. There's a slow roller. And Grissom will make the sure out at first base. Nimmo in scoring position with 2 outs.
Yeah, smart play. Make sure you get the out.
So 2 more runs scored for Vaughn Grissom. Back-to-back multi-hit games for him. Can't wait to see him take aim at Taijuan Walker tomorrow night. Here's Devin Marrero. 0-1. 38,380. The paid crowd at Truist Park tonight. Having major plans to join us the rest of this series. Hope you'll do that. Braves went over 2.3 million in home attendance with tonight's crowd. This is home date number 60. 21 home games are left, and 6 of them will be with New York. Line drive center. Harris on the run. He's going to get there. He's so good you're almost surprised when the ball isn't caught. Nothing doing in the Mets' 8th.
Is brought to you by the All-South Highway Safety Team. Play it safe, slow down. And by Synovus, the bank that helps you get there.
The Braves defensively are 3 outs away from a big win over the Mets and a 7-game winning streak. There's your score. A couple of big innings for the Braves. The 2nd, the 4th, and the 8-run 6th. Darren Ruff is out for his 2nd inning in relief, and Olson shoots the first one out toward the Mets bullpen and up against the wall. Nice grab. Marcana's there, and Olson just missed a home run. By the way,
4 outs on 6 pitches.
He's the MVP for the Mets in this game.
100%.
Now you did this. You tried to pitch 2 innings as a major league relief pitcher. What's the challenge in doing that as a position player?
Well, I probably should have done what Darren's doing right here and just lobbing it in, but as you can imagine, I was trying to carve hitters up.
Yeah, you weren't going to just say, here it is.
No, first inning was great.
And then?
It was not much to talk about after that.
To center. Nimmo. 5 up, 5 down.
Tell you, this is where you walk in and say, guys, it's not tough. You just got to spot it.
And no position player wants to be retired by one, right? But that's going to happen with a good play if Ruff can remember to come back, but a bad throw. So that ruins the perfect bid for Darren Ruff. James McCann with a wide throw at first base.
That's going to be a knock. This is a great knock. Would have been a bang-bang play if he had let him, but my guess is Darren Ruff's used to tossing those and not covering first on a play like that.
So every Braves player that's had an at-bat in the game has a hit. Remember, Robbie Grossman came in for Rosario.
That's right.
Well, as easy as Ruff is making it looking in a laugher, I hope it's easy for Mike Soroka tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Mike will get his season started. His first rehab game will be in Rome. You talk about a guy that we know Braves country is rooting for tomorrow night. It's Mike Soroka. Yeah. Coming back, we hope, from his 2 Achilles injuries. First one occurred against the Mets. Nice return for Travis d'Arnaud, a 3-run homer in the 6th inning. He scored twice in tonight's game. Braves have 13 runs on 15 hits. Popped up. McNeil drifts out into shallow center. And Darren Ruff, the only Mets pitcher unscored upon in Game 1 tonight in Atlanta.
Atlanta Braves Baseball is brought to you by your local Ford dealer. Delta Airlines. Keep climbing. And by Truist. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
He is back with a vengeance. In his last 12 games, 19 hits. His first 3 double game tonight, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored, and hopefully that fun will continue the rest of the way this season, and especially on September 2nd when it's Ronald Acuna Jr. Bat Flip Bobblehead Day, presented by Xfinity. That's when the Miami Marlins are in town on a Friday night. Fireworks, Acuna, the Friday night showdown. What else can he ask for here at Truist Park for Ronald Acuna Jr. Bat Flip Bobblehead Day?
A win.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem.
So many good things to talk about on the promo. I forgot to mention
the win,
the winning part.
Well, I think 3 more outs and we'll have a win tonight.
Yeah, 13-1. Braves have out hit New York 15-5. And we'll start play tomorrow, 4.5 games off the divisional lead. And the Mets had come in red hot, winners of 17 of 20 games. Atlanta has cooled them off for one night. Two quick strikes for Tyler Naquin. He had a big game against Atlanta up in New York. And strike 3, ring him up. That's Young's first strikeout as a Braves pitcher. And 1 man down here in the 9th. The World Champion Trophy Tour presented by Truist is making 151 stops across Braves country. Next up, Forsyth, Griffin, McDonough, and Watkinsville. See Braves.com/trophy tour for more information on where the World Championship Trophy is coming next. Just a quick scan down the Mets day-by-day results. The most runs they'd given up in a loss this year was 13. They've done that tonight. The Braves punished the New York bullpen with 10 of those runs. Carrasco went 2 innings before he left with injury. As Daniel Vogelbach pops one up into the shift. Riley is there, and we're an out away from picking up a game on New York. And the last hope for the Mets is Mark Canha. He's 0 for 3. Young will go 2 2/3 innings. Had he gotten into the game to start the 7th inning, he might have had a chance to get a save.
I get the feeling he wasn't ready. I think he was down there warming up, and boy, the Braves put those 5-6 runs so quick in that 8-run inning to finish it.
So Colin McHugh got Vogelbach to fly out to start the 7th, and Snit went and got him immediately. But Young won't get an official save. He will get a lot of high fives for good work in sucking up some of these innings in a 12-run Atlanta game to this point. Mark Canha with a 2-out double. And McNeil is up. He'll try to keep his night perfect. He's 3 for 3. Just 6 hits for New York tonight. But again, 2 of them were infield hits. McNeil had the second of those for New York. Mets have 23 infield hits out of 151 this year against the Braves pitching staff.
Yeah, McNeil's had half their hits tonight. 2 doubles and a single.
Doesn't surprise you though, does it?
No.
Has a tough out. Spencer Strider is going to win his 7th game. It'll be his 2nd career victory against the Mets. He'll go to 4-1 on his home mound. And if everything goes according to plan, Spencer Strider's next start will be against the American League champion Astros, who are here next. For a Friday, Saturday, Sunday series. Then we head to Pittsburgh and St. Louis. Maybe we'll see Max Fried in this series.
I was going to say that might be hopefully the order that we're going to see the rest of the series.
There you go. 2 balls and a strike. Brian Snitker on the radio earlier today said he expects to see Max Fried at some point later in the week. Atlanta's not announced its Thursday starter. You've got a couple of options, Kyle Wright or Max Fried. Max Fried coming back from the concussion protocols. Wright getting a little extra rest. On the ground, a base hit to right, and McNeil is coming around. Heredia's throw will be cut off, and Canna stops at third. McNeil at first, and a 2-out rally for the Mets. And Eduardo Escobar coming up. First and third, 2 away. Doesn't matter the score. It's one of the great baseball truisms. 27th out is tough to get.
Are you confused right now?
About?
Escobar's a switch hitter.
Maybe he's unable to swing right-handed if the side's bothering him.
It's got to be that. I mean, it's not like this is a...
Popped up on the first pitch. Riley foul ground over by the Mets dugout. No play.
I agree. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of.
Well, this is good intel for the rest of this series.
Yeah.
With Minter and Matzik and Dylan Lee. If they don't have a substitution for Escobar, you might get a bonus lefty-lefty matchup against the Mets switch hitter. Nothing in 1. The pitch.
Now, and for Escobar, I mean, he's much more dynamic from the other side of the plate. So as you said, if he can't hit that way, you can really mix and match if you want.
His bullpen is working. The last thing Snit wants to do is make a pitching change in a 12-run game. And with 1 more strike, he won't have to. It is Jackson Stevens playing catch. The 1-2 on the ground into the shift, and the peg to first. Braves win it. Great way to start the series, Jeffrey. 13-1 your final. The 3 kids, the big story. And oh, by the way, the veteran catcher not too shabby either.
Look, the Braves bats came out tonight, and they started from the very beginning and didn't stop. The only thing that stopped them for a little bit was a rain delay for about an hour. Credit Spencer Strider coming out, Chip, giving 3 solid innings after that rain delay. And like you said, the Braves offense took care of the rest. And the only guy that could stop him tonight was Darren Ruff for 2 innings. Good way to start a 7-game homestand.
You bet. Every Brave who had an at-bat in the game picked up a hit tonight. That was fun. And hopefully that good trend will continue tomorrow night for Brian Snitker's club, which has a 7-game winning streak and picks up a game on New York. They're now 4.5 back in the ever-tightening National League Eastern Division race. Strider the win, Carrasco the loss, and we hope to see Charlie Morton dominate tomorrow night in Game 2 of the series. Taijuan Walker will pitch for the Mets. Our coverage begins at 6:30 on Bally Sports South. First pitch at 7:20 Eastern Time. For Kelly Kroll, for Jeff Francoeur, and our great Atlanta-based crew, thanks for staying with us on this long rainy night in Atlanta. The Braves win by a dozen. They'll break it down for you on Braves Live, presented by Xfinity, and that's coming up next.